If you are fat and obese, you have hair loss and you will continue to have hair loss. Yes, I said it. I'm obese as well and I have faced a lot of hair loss as well, okay? Excess weight is notorious for fueling insulin resistance, which throws blood sugar levels into chaos and messes with how your body processes nutrients. This isn't great news for your follicles, which rely on a steady supply of oxygen and essential nutrients. Then there is obesity-related hormonal changes. Higher levels of androgens and estrogen fluctuations can shrink hair follicles, speed up the shedding phase, and leave you dealing with hair thinning that no fancy volumizing shampoo can actually fix. Also, poor lifestyle habits associated with obesity can compromise blood circulation to the scalp. A reduction in blood flow means less oxygen and nutrients reach the hair follicles, inhibiting the hair growth journey. Obesity alone isn't yanking at your hair from your head. It's not like taking it out physically, but the hormonal chaos, chronic inflammation, and nutrient deficiencies that often tag along. Now you're gonna say you're fat, you eat a lot. How can you have a nutrient deficiency? How is that even physically possible? And the reason this is possible is because when you are obese and you have more fat around your organs, then your blood has to work harder to get through that fat to be able to supply that blood and oxygen to the remaining parts of your body. And because it is unable to do that, then it is unable to absorb the nutrients from your food, causing you further to have nutrient deficiencies. So just because we are fat, that does not mean we have proper nutrition in our body. We have poor nutrition because we are fat. We cannot circulate the blood. We cannot circulate the nutrients. On top of that, if your diet is more processed than whole, then your follicles might be running on fumes. Now, let's not forget chronic inflammation. It is a silent troublemaker like yourself that comes with obesity and has been linked to conditions like metabolic syndrome and hair loss. Inflammation can damage hair follicles over time, pushing them in the extended resting phase, like you are right now. The result is hair that sheds faster than it can grow back, leaving your scalp looking like a little more exposed than you like. For starters, insulin resistance and hair loss go hand in hand. Insulin resistance slows down blood circulation and reduces the nutrients reaching your hair follicles. When your scalp isn't getting the oxygen and the vitamins it needs, your follicles tap out early, like your ex did, shifting into the resting phase before their time, like they ghosted you. This leads to obesity, hair thinning, where hair strands become finer, weaker, and less likely to grow after they have shed. Then there's the high-fat hair loss, high-fat diet hair loss, which is exactly what it sounds like. Diets loaded with processed fats and sugars can throw your body's inflammatory response into overdrive. So get rid of those chicken strips, get rid of those chicken cheese balls, and get rid of that fried chicken that you keep seeing on the internet as an advertisement, and then you get lured in and then you have to go and eat it. You don't need it. A poor diet can deplete essential hair supporting new vitamins like biotin, iron, and zinc, all of which are very critical. They play a very critical role in hair strength and hair growth. If you've ever heard of obesity alopecia, it is not a made-up term. It's actually a real thing. Excess weight can trigger higher levels of androgens, the same hormones linked to male pattern baldness and female pattern hair loss. When androgens like DHT bind to hair follicles, they cause miniaturization. You want your body to be in miniaturization, not your hair follicles, meaning that your hair follicles shrink, produce thinner hairs, and then eventually they stop growing altogether. And it's not just the androgens to blame. A male can only not be blamed, it's also the females. Estrogen also plays a role. Women with obesity often experience estrogen imbalances, especially if weight gain is associated with PCOS. Since estrogen helps keep hair in the growth phase longer, fluctuations can lead to increased shedding and reduced hair growth. Inflammation and obesity hair loss is one of the most overlooked causes of hair thinning. Excess fat tissue, especially around the abdomen. So if you have that poncho, you are still considered fat. Releases inflammatory cytokines, proteins that disrupt normal cellular function, including those of your hair follicle. When inflammation is chronic, it can lead to fibrosis around the follicles, making it harder for new hair to grow back. And here's where it gets more frustrating. Inflammation can increase oxidative stress, another major culprit in hair loss. When oxidative stress builds up, it damages the DNA of the hair follicle cells, speeding up hair aging and making each strand more fragile. Now, do you want me to give you the good news or not? Well, the good news is, in many cases, yes, hair loss is linked to obesity, but it isn't always permanent. And addressing the root cause, which is the metabolic health, can help restore normal hair growth over time. But it's not an overnight fix. When you start losing weight, your body prioritizes essential functions in the body first. Basic survival things, your organs, it will work on that first. So hair regrowth can take months or years before you see any noticeable difference. So if you start losing weight now, you might lose all the weight in 1 year. Then after that 1 year, you have completely lost the weight. Then you're going to need to manage that weight loss that you've already done for 1 to 2 years so your body can recover and all the blood can go to the essential survival of your organs first before it can go to your hair follicles and help regrow hair. In a different video, I'm going to be explaining exactly how blood works, exactly how the blood vessels work, how the blood cells work, how the veins work, how the capillaries work, all of that process. So if you are interested in watching that video, make sure you subscribe right now and make sure you share this video with everyone else so that everyone can benefit from it. That said, rapid weight loss can also trigger temporary shedding. When you cut calories too rapidly, the body goes into survival mode, redirecting nutrients away from the non-essential functions like hair growth so that it could help the body function normally in other areas. This can cause a temporary condition called telogen effluent. That is what I experienced with myself because I cut my calories down to 700 to 800 a day because I wanted to get my fat ass skinny fast. I didn't want to wait. And because I did that, I experienced telogen effluent and I experienced a lot of hair loss, like in large chunks. It was like I was just touching it and it was coming out. So telogen effluent is where a large number of hairs enter the shedding phase all at one time. The key is slow, sustainable weight loss. You're going to aim for 1 to 2 pounds a week with a nutrient-dense diet to ensure your follicles stay nourished and hydrated and happy. Now, obesity can change your cholesterol levels, causing a spike in LDL cholesterol, which is the bad cholesterol, and triglyceride levels, while lowering the good cholesterol, which is the HDL cholesterol. And then that means your blood becomes a lot thicker for it to move around. Now, I'm going to show you a little experiment, so make sure you watch carefully so that you know exactly how this works. I have a mug of water, okay? I'm going to add some red food coloring into this water. Okay, so I've added the food coloring and just going to mix it. So it's nice and red, right? This is basically how your blood looks like in a healthy state. Nice and thin, easily moves around. All good. Now you're obese, you're overweight, you ate too much chicken. So now you have high LDL and low HDL. That means you have high levels of bad cholesterol. So now I'm going to add some cornstarch to make this thick because bad cholesterol makes your blood thick. So I'm going to first add this much. Okay, we need to make this thicker because this is not thick enough. Okay, it's currently looking like this. It's still not thick enough. We need to do it thicker. Okay, so now your blood has been thickened, right? Now, if I try to move it, right, it won't mix, right? You see that bottom right there? It's thick. You see that? Look how thick that is. This is how thick your blood becomes. So I'm having trouble just mixing it, right? It's really hard just mixing it. This is what your body has to go through in order for it to pump the blood from your heart. When the blood goes down to your heart, from your heart down into your arms, goes down into your legs. Then when you are sedentary and you don't work and you don't walk around or do anything, the muscles have a hard time contracting and pushing and pumping the vessels to help the blood go back up to your scalp, especially if you have eaten all this junk and all this deep fried chicken and all these burgers, your smash burgers and everything that you love that tastes good on the tongue, but it's shitty for your body. When you do this, that is when you have hair loss. You have increased amounts of hair loss, and then you complain that you have hair loss. You have to sacrifice one thing or the other. Either you stay bald, right? And you eat like crap, or you have a healthy diet, you look better, you have muscles, you look leaner, you look firmer, and then you have more hair on your head and you have more opportunities, because pretty privilege is a thing. If you look good, you have more opportunities. That's just how the world works, and that is always how it's going to work, and there is nothing you can do about it. Yes, you can wear wigs, but wigs don't look good. You can easily tell if somebody's wearing a wig. It's very easy to tell. It looks very fake. It doesn't look part of you. Okay? So focus on your diet. Well, this is so difficult to make. Now, obesity can cause high blood pressure. Obese individuals need more blood to supply oxygen and nutrients to their bodies and require more pressure to move their blood. So basically, we are using more resources. We are using the resources that we don't really need to use. Okay? High blood pressure is common amongst obese people, which can also cause heart attacks. But then you're going to say, well, my heart is fine. I got tested. I didn't have a heart attack yet. Yeah, but it's developing. Okay? These things develop over time. You gain weight over time. You don't gain it in one day. You eat like shit over time, and then eventually 1 year you've gained like 50, 60 pounds. That's how it works. And the way you gain weight, that's how you lose hair. Sometimes, because I just explained to you, intelligent affluent, you lose hair in large chunks. It goes so fast, you don't even know what to do with your life. It becomes that bad. So if you cannot seem to lose weight, then I think it's better that you get into a relationship, mess up really badly in that relationship so that the other person dumps you. You go through a breakup, and then this might finally help you get a glow up and finally lose the weight, and then get your balding head back with your hair.